If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code REMA, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. I'm still dying from the heat here in England. It's absolutely horrible. Especially because our buildings just aren't, they're just not made for it, man. It's like, I keep saying, it's like being in a sauna. And yeah, sorry the video's late. It's just been difficult today. But yeah, today we have some 424 tactics and instructions for the yeah, for FC24. I don't know what I was going to say there. Just before we get into the video though, guys, would appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up. It does really help me out. Sub to the channel if you are new, of course, so you never miss out on any videos. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell. And yeah, with all that said, guys, no wasting your time. Let's get right into it. Okay then, guys, so starting off with the tactics. One thing I've mainly focused on this week is making them a bit more narrow because I was finding it hard to actually attack with like the higher widths. And it was also more difficult to defend because I just noticed there were so many gaps in the defense. I was just getting through balled, so I wanted to compact, like make it a bit more compact. So yeah, that was the goal. But yeah, the defensive style, guys, we pop it on balanced as always. Gives you the best control over your defense. When you want to press, you can. When you want to drop off and be more passive, you can do that as well. Now for the defensive width, this is the main thing I changed. Like I said, we've changed it from 45 to 35. Quite a big decrease, but it's worked out really nicely. I thought it'd be a bit worse at covering the wing, but it's actually not too bad. If this is still too low for you, you can up it, but it's just a really nice compact defensive shape, and it's, you know, it's just more difficult for your opponent to play through the middle. Now for the depth, guys, you can pretty much use what you want. A lot of people are using 100 depth at the moment. It's very broken. You get that automatic press from the AI, really high defensive line, and it's actually really difficult to play through, but I personally don't like it. You can also use the 71 depth, where it's like more of the same of the 100 depth, just maybe not as crazy defensive line, if that makes sense. Again, don't really like it. I use something like 65, where we don't get that automatic press from the AI. We just have a bit more control over when we press. So yeah, it's a bit more manual, which is why I like it. If this is still too high for you though, you can lower it and that is fine. With the build-up play, guys, we always go with balance, as I find it to be the most consistent. You know, when you want to play slow, you can, for example. When you want to speed up and be a bit quicker, you can also do that. So I really like balanced, and I think all these individual settings are pretty bad bar long ball. But again, I don't really use long ball. For the chance creation, guys, direct passing is the way to go. It's the only way to consistently create chances in this game. Direct passing is very overpowered. You'll pretty much see it in every set of tactics because, yeah, it's just necessary with this Park the Bus simulator. Now, for the attacking width, I've got it on 44. All you really need to know about the width, you don't really need to copy it if you don't want to. The only thing you need to know is the lower the number, of course, the more narrow it is. The higher the number, the wider it is. I don't suggest going too extreme either end. I would advise like 40 to 60. 40 being more narrow, 60 being wider. Now for the players in the box, we have it on 7 to get quite a few players into that penalty area without completely over committing the team. I like it, but again, you guys might want to lower it. That's fine. For the corners and the free kicks, we have them both on 2, but you can do what you want with that. Now for the player instructions, guys, on both the strikers, we have them on stay central and get in behind. Stay central to keep them in the middle. We don't need them drifting out wide. We have wingers, so we want them to be in the middle, be the focal points, and it works out really nicely. You've always got something to aim for. Getting behind is important to force the movements out of the players. On mixed attack, they can be very static, especially against pressure tactics, so getting behind is very important. And we also have them on comeback and defense, so when we are defending, they come a bit closer to the rest of the team. They sit, you know, near them, and it's a bit easier to get going when you get the ball back because everyone's a bit closer. But again, this isn't something you have to have. You can pop them on basic if you like. Now for the right winger, we have them on comeback and defense, cut inside, get behind and get into the box across. Comeback and defense is important because look at the formation, you know, in the midfield, it's very open. You've just got 2 centre mids and then a lot of space out wide. So having this player on comeback and defense fills in that gap on the wing, makes it much more difficult for the opponent. Cut inside is useful because it means they start their run out wide and then transition into the more narrow areas to create chances. I really like this running movement, and you'll see why we do this as well when we get on to the fullbacks. We also have them on getting behind, of course. We want to use their pace and also get into the box across. For the left winger is pretty much the exact same. The only thing we change is balanced width instead of cut inside. So they don't always cut inside. Sometimes they'll stay out wide. So if you're wondering why we have one winger on balanced width and then the other on cut inside, again, I'll get onto it when we go to the fullbacks. Now, for the left centre mid, my more defensive minded midfielder, we we have them on stay back and cover centre. Again, more defensive, don't want him flying forward, brings that balance, and then cover the centre because we've got the wingers coming back to cover the wider areas, so we don't need them to do that. For the right centre mid, the more box to box, we leave them on the complete default settings so that they can do what they want. They can attack and defend and have that free roll, and again we have them on cover centre. Okay then guys, moving on to the right back. Now we have this player on balanced overlap, which means they're going to give us extra width when we are attacking. Now this is especially useful because I have this winger on cut inside, like I said. So this player starts out wide and then transitions into the more narrow area, leaving space for this fullback to overlap. So my right back goes forward and overlaps, and then my right winger goes into the more narrow area. It's just more useful than having them both try and cover that same space, which is why we do that. And also for the left back, we have them on stay back and overlap, so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when we send them on that run forward, they'll still make that overlap. But because they're on stay back, this is why we have the left winger on balance width, because sometimes we'll need them to go out into the wider area, since this fullback is not always going to be going on the overlap, so that's why we leave them unbalanced. I hope that makes sense. For the 2 centre backs, leave them alone, and the keeper, we leave them alone. But yeah guys, they're my tactics and instructions. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, take care.